Hello everyone and welcome back to our Life and Death series. So in this episode we're going to be talking about spotting captures. Now I don't want you to look at the board just yet. I want you to listen to what I have to say first, and then I want you to try and solve the problems. Because I want you to try and solve all the problems on the board within 10 seconds. And if you can't do it within 10 seconds, don't worry about it. Just learn it and then come back in a few days and try it again until you get to the point where you can solve all these problems correctly in 10 seconds. Alright, so the goal of each thing is to figure out which stones are in Atari. If it's in Atari, you need to save it. However, only save it if you can save it. And we are going to assume all ladders work for black. So you're black. If you can get out and gain 2 liberties, then you're out. We're just going to assume that. If you can get out and gain 2 liberties, you're out. So with that in mind, go ahead and look at the problems and try and solve them within 10 seconds. All right, were you able to solve them? If you need more time, go ahead and pause the video and try and solve it. Just make sure you try and do the exercises on each one. Try and figure out what the answers are, and then once you think you're done and once you think you're right, go ahead and listen to the video now, and we'll see about how it goes. And if you get it wrong or you messed up some, don't worry about it. Just come back in a couple days, try again, until you can solve all these problems within 10 seconds. All right, so for starters, we're going to start in the very center of the board. So the A stone, black A. Black A is in Atari because it has 1 liberty. So when you have 1 liberty, you should save it if you can as a beginner until we learn which stones to sacrifice, which stones not to sacrifice. But we need to know that it can be saved. We need to know if a stone's going to die, if it can be saved, and then we should think about should we save it or not. But first we have to know, can we save it? And A can be saved because if we run away, we definitely gain 2 liberties. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties. All right, so A can definitely be saved by extending. Now B. B has 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties. B is completely fine. We don't want to worry about B yet because B is not an Atari. Again, assuming that if we have more than 1 liberty, we can run away, we're good. That's what we're assuming in this video. So B is alive. B can run away because it has at least two or more liberties. So that means there's more urgent things on the board. We should go save those urgent things first, and then we can worry about B later. All right, now let's look at C. C only has 1 liberty, so C is an Atari. Now, granted, this is a ladder, so for those of you who said, oh, this is a ladder, I can't save it, well then yes, you're correct. But we were going to assume that ladders don't work, so when we extend and gain 2 liberties, yes, that is true. However, this one is a ladder, so for future reference, watch out for ladders. You do want to worry about that. But the reason we're not worrying about it on this board is because we have too many problems on one board, so I don't want to worry about ladders yet. So for now, we're going to say C can be saved because we can run out and gain 2 liberties. However, it would be a ladder. All right, now let's look at D. D cannot be saved because D is already trapped. If we try to run away with D, we have 1 liberty, so we're in Atari. If we try to run away, you can see we still only have 1 liberty. And in the last video, remember how I told you about counting the liberties when you visualize a stone? Well, here we're reading 1 move ahead, we picture a black stone, and we count the liberties. And in this case, we only have 1 liberty. So in this case, we cannot save black. Therefore, D, trying to run away, is a wasted move because we are not going to be able to escape. We're actually just going to give our opponent 1 extra point. So we should leave D, consider it dead, and move elsewhere on the board. All right, now for E. E is also an Atari, and like C, E is a ladder. So we can say this one can be saved locally, but globally it will run into the edge of the board and will be a ladder. So this one is a ladder. So if you said it's a ladder, good. But if you also follow the rule that ignore ladders and assume ladders work for black, then E can be saved. So in this case, E will run out and gain 2 liberties. Or gain another liberty, sorry. It needs to at least have 2 liberties. All right, now let's move on to F. F is down here, but I want to start up here. So I want to circle around the board. All right, so G has 1 liberty, so it can run away. That means this one can be saved. However, this is also kind of a side ladder because a ladder is a series of Ataris, so it's like a ladder on the side. It will run into white stones, so technically it can't be saved on the edge. However, if we assume ladders work, then G can be saved by running away. We just need to know if it's an Atari and do we gain liberties when running away. That's the exercise on this video. All right, H. H can run away as well. H is like G. It's just on the edge and it has 1 liberty instead of in the corner. So H can also be saved if you run. However, like G, it will be a ladder. All right, now for I. I definitely can be saved because this is not a ladder. Because a ladder is a series of Ataris, but your opponent cannot put you in Atari after if he's an Atari. So for example, if you capture at any point in time, you will be able to escape because you'll be able to capture White's stones. If White's an Atari in a ladder, trying to ladder you with stones that are in Atari, it's a big mistake for White. So I want you guys to remember this. Do not ladder stones if you will end up in Atari, and do not play ladders that do not work because ladders are very, very bad to play unless you kill something. So don't ladder unless you know for sure it works. All right, so in this case, I definitely can be saved because you can run away like this. All right, so let's go down to J. So J has two liberties and is not an Atari, so we don't have to worry about it yet. However, there is a ladder. So if you said locally, right now I don't have to worry about it because ladders are working for black. But later in the future, let's say I ignore and save A. White can ladder this stone, like so. White can ladder this stone. So in this case, J can be saved if I play an Atari or something and run away. Locally, J is not an Atari, so we don't have to worry about it yet. It's maybe not the most urgent thing. However, locally, J is a ladder if White plays first. All right, so now you know the status of J. All right, now let's move down to F. F, can we save F? Well, actually, this one's an interesting one. So if you are very good on Tesujis, then you might have said F cannot be saved. However, for this argument's sake, we're going to say F can because if you run away with F right here, then you do gain a liberty. So we'll say that F can right now for this level, F can run and gain liberty. So that in that case, yes. However, for the advanced players, you will need to see that this move does kill the F stones because I simply sacrifice one stone and then place it into Atari, and if you connect, I can capture. So for this exercise or for this video, I only care if you see the Ataris or not. But this is a very good example to come back to later on. So this entire video, you can actually save it and come back to it later and then say what's going to be a ladder, what's not going to be a ladder, what's going to be a net, and I think F will be the trickiest one. But otherwise, I think you can get a lot from these examples. This is a really interesting little image here, basically, because each one has its own status. Can it be saved? Can it not be saved? Is it an Atari? Is it not an Atari? Is it a ladder? Is it not a ladder? Is it a net? Is it not a net? And that's really good things you need to see at a glance. So now you know the status of each of these things, and hopefully you will come back to it in the future and be able to see it at a glance in the future. All right, now let's look at K. K, like D, cannot escape because if I go here, I still only have one liberty. So I cannot escape. And L can escape. L is an Atari, so you do need to run, but L can escape because this is not a ladder. All right, Elm. Elm is not an Atari, so maybe you can save something else. However, Elm can be captured locally if you ignore there is a ladder. There's a side ladder. Oh, sorry. So there's a side ladder for M, but it is not an Atari just yet. So those are all the answers to the problem. Hopefully you were able to spot the Ataris. That's what I care most about for this level of video. I care most if you can see the Ataris and see the ones you can actually extend out and gain liberties. The only ones I don't want you to do are D and K, because D you cannot extend out and gain a liberty, and K you cannot extend out and gain a liberty. So D and K are the only ones that I would say are not worth saving. M, B, and J are the ones that I didn't want you to worry about yet, unless you're a higher level player. But for this level, I don't want you to worry about those because they're not an Atari yet. I cared more about if you saw the Ataris or didn't see the Ataris. And then the next time you do it, I will want you to try and see the ladders and see which ones can be laddered and cannot be laddered. And then after that, I want you to pay attention to the F stones to see if it's a net or not a net. And I think F's the only one that's actually a net in here, if I'm not mistaken. All right, but anyway, this is a cool little image for you to try and solve regularly on your own exercises. And now I'm going to teach you guys a secret trick to reading. So every single stone in here, that is a ladder. So for example, J, F is not quite a ladder, but it's cool net. M, G, H, L, and C, and E. There's many ladders in this example right here. Ladders are the secret skill in order to read deeply and accurately. Now, how do you utilize ladders to practice reading? Well, actually, ladders are the best method for practicing stone visualization because ladders can become very long. So if you want to practice reading deeply and still seeing liberties, so practice stone visualization and still seeing the liberties after you visualize the stones, this image or this board is a great example for reading ladders every single day. So if you just had like this on your wall or something as a poster or printed out or desktop background or whatever, and you every single day solved every single ladder in this board and solved every single net and then solved every single liberty problem, then you will actually train yourself to read deeper and still see liberties accurately by practicing stone visualization of every single stone. And this means you do not play out on a board each of the ladders. You read it out in your head. You practice one by one by one by one, practice each stone visualization on the board. So this means you will get practice visualizing the stones and then seeing how many liberties each of the stones have when you place each of the stones on the board. So stone visualization practice is a very important skill, and most players recommend doing Go problems. Yes, I also recommend doing Go problems. I highly recommend doing Go problems. This is a very undervalued skill. Always do Go problems. But I also recommend solving ladders daily for stone visualization practice. And I think that is a good little secret in order to improve your ability to see stones. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it helpful, and I hope you enjoyed this position as much as I did, because I think there's a lot to learn just from this position. There's a lot of little cool tricks to learn. So hopefully you guys liked that. Hopefully you enjoyed, and thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video and would like to see more, please hit that subscribe button. If you would like to support the creation of more videos as well as get access to early releases, then head on over to my Patreon at patreon.com/Clossi. And if you want more Go content, then go to my website, seansgogroup.com. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys